Right on cue, Trump attacks Bernie Sanders, but it's an interesting tactic that they're using. Trump's campaign believes that they can beat Bernie Sanders. They believe that they can beat Bernie Sanders, and they want Bernie Sanders to maintain that lead in the Democratic pack because they believe they can beat Bernie Sanders, and they want him there. And they realize that Trump attacking Bernie Sanders helps Bernie Sanders. Listen, Trump turns focus to Sanders as Senator holds steady near top of the Democratic pack. Trump has lobbed fresh attacks at Sanders on Twitter, at a recent rally, and in campaign emails. And yes, Trump is going to continue bringing Bernie Sanders up because he knows that, repetitiveness, the more you hear the name, you're hearing Trump say the name, you're going to hear the name, you associate it, you're more likely to want to go that direction. And he wants Bernie Sanders in the race because he believes that Bernie Sanders is a lame duck, basically. President Donald Trump has been ramping up his attacks on Bernie Sanders as the Vermont senator has consistently stayed near the top of the Democratic pack. Trump lobbed a fresh jab at Sanders on Sunday on Twitter, noting his rise in the polls and brought him up throughout his rally on Thursday in Toledo. They sent back-to-back emails to Sanders. The moves are part of a deliberate shift in focusing towards Sanders, a campaign official said. As Trump's attacks are likely to do more to help Sanders than hurt him with Democratic voters, it's an indication the campaign is trying to put its finger on the scale in weeks before voters begin weighing in. Again, they're saying that they are giving this attention to Bernie Sanders. They know they're giving the attention to Bernie Sanders. Oh, they know it. And they want that attention there, and they want Bernie Sanders to win because they believe that they have the best chance against Bernie Sanders. All right. Here is what Trump said. Wow, crazy. Bernie Sanders is surging in the polls, looking very good against his opponent. Crazy. Oh, everybody's crazy. Bernie is crazy. Schiff is crazy. Well, no, Schiff is Schiffy. That's right, Shifty Schiff. Wow, crazy Bernie Sanders is surging in the polls, looking very good against his opponents in the Do-Nothing Party, Trump tweeted Sunday. So what does this all mean? Stay tuned. Sanders shot back moments later, replying on Twitter, "It means you're going to lose." Okay. Nice little jab there by Sanders. I enjoy nice little robust back and forth as long as I keep it somewhat civil. That wasn't totally civil, but it was a nice, good jab. I loved it. Sanders took a narrow lead in the most recent poll of Iowa voters, but the race there remains essentially a four-way dead heat less than a month before the critical first-in-the-nation caucuses. Yeah. And I believe that this four-way split is really going to hurt all the candidates involved. I mean, there's not really much of a way that it can't hurt all four candidates. Obviously, one is going to rise above the others, and that's the one that the DNC is going to say, here's who we're presenting, here's who we believe Trump will lose against. Is it Sanders? I don't know. Amongst young voters, he definitely does have a pretty solid base. Amongst older people and working class, not so much. But lately, Trump has kind of lost the working class vote a little bit, so that works against him. But even though Trump has lost the working class vote, his voting base has gotten a lot bigger. He's gobbled up a lot of the centralists, a lot of the people that just don't know where the hell they are anymore. They're politically homeless. Let's see here. The Des Moines Register CNN Mediacom Iowa poll released Friday shows Sanders with 20% support among likely Democratic caucus goers. And he'll get the youth vote, I think, to be put in. Really, honestly, the money is the deciding factor, and the DNC controls the money. We'll see. The way rules have been going and the way the Democratic Party has been going, who knows? They might go out onto the street and pick some random guy off the street and say, hey, you're it. Here's a bunch of money. Let's put you on TV. I don't know. It just seems so weird the way the Democratic Party is going. While Trump's campaign advisors believe the president has a good shot at defeating any of the Democratic contenders, they have said Sanders would be an easy mark because they believe his progressive policies would alienate moderate and independent voters. And they would. They would. Sanders would definitely get the progressives. Sanders would get a few Democrats. He would get almost no Republican support at all amongst Republican voters. There's not going to be like a bunch of switch Republican voters voting for Sanders. It's just ridiculous. The youth vote, yeah, he will get the youth vote. The youth, what was it? 70% of youth believe in socialism. Bernie Sanders touts himself as a democratic socialist. He's definitely progressive. He'll get Cenk Uygur's vote. Him and Cenk Uygur can sit at a bar and have a beer. Oh, gosh. But the campaign has also sought recently to go after Sanders' character, not just his policies. In a campaign email sent Thursday, Sanders was described as a wealthy, fossil fuel guzzling millionaire, which a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is a millionaire. Yeah. Okay. So is the first wealth that he is planning to redistribute his own? Is he going to say, well, I'm a millionaire and I don't need $1 million. I need $300,000, so I'm going to take $700,000. I'm going to give 7 different families $100,000 to equal the playing field a little bit. No, that's ridiculous. Of course he's not. A somewhat paradoxical attack from a billionaire who used to fly around in a private jet. In another, on Wednesday, the campaign said Sanders can't be trusted to defend American lives. He's just another Hollywood-style hypocrite who demands working-class Americans make sacrifices while he plays by his own rules and enjoys a lavish lifestyle, the campaign email on Thursday said. Socialism is kind of a weird pet peeve of mine. Socialism doesn't work. It's been proven many, 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 many times. And everybody that believes in socialism says, well, my socialism, my brand of socialism. They don't implement socialism correctly. Okay, so every nation in the world that has implemented socialism where it has failed miserably every single time, all of them have got it wrong, but you have it right. Your brand of socialism is the brand that will work and make everybody happy. Sure, pal. Sure, pal. Oh, no, I'm going to skip down here just for time. Trump's attacks haven't gone unnoticed by Sanders. Some of you may have noticed that recently our campaign and me personally have been the target of attacks from Trump and the Republican Party because they are catching on that our campaign is the campaign that can and defeat them. I believe he meant will defeat them. Sanders said at a town hall event in Newton, Iowa. On Saturday, we're going to expose the fact that when Trump talks about being a friend of working people, he's a liar and a fraud. Well, Bernie, what about your policies? What of your policies will benefit the working American? Redistribution of things? That won't work. One single-payer health care, universal health care, open borders? That won't work. It's been proven. I'm not being hyperbolic here. It's been proven. It won't work. You want health care for all and open borders? Open your door to your house. Advertise your house to the entire world, where the address is, when you're home, all the information, and leave the door open and let anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry come in and stay there for any reason without vetting them. If you do that, then yes, you do want open borders. But if you lock your door when you leave your house, if you lock your door when you go to bed, then you don't want open borders. You're being a hypocrite. I call them as I see them. I'm sorry if I make people angry. This is your time to put down your opinion. If I angered you, well, give me your opinion. Let me know what you think. This is where we spread ideas and good ideas and get rid of bad ideas, because dissenting opinions are a good thing. That's how we get things done. That's how we see truths that maybe we didn't see before. But this is your turn to give me your opinion. I will see you guys on the next one.